For centuries, medicine relied on a doctor's intuition, a mixture of observation, experience, and sometimes just a gut feeling when looking over a patient's chart. Today, that intuition is being challenged by algorithms. Software systems are now diagnosing diseases with a speed and accuracy that often surpasses human capability. This chart shows the projected trajectory of the Indian AI healthcare market. While it stood at $1.6 billion in 2025, it is expected to reach $34.35 billion by 2034. The tools driving this are already in clinics. Startups like Cure.ai are screening chest X-rays for tuberculosis in seconds. ARMMAN uses thermal imaging to detect early-stage breast cancer without the use of radiation. At a national level, the government utilizes a system called Health Sentinel to scan millions of online articles and news reports, identifying thousands of local disease outbreaks before they can spread. But underneath this rapid adoption, there is a massive, unresolved problem. If an AI makes a fatal misdiagnosis during surgery or suggests the wrong dosage, the industry has no legal framework to handle it. The question of who is held responsible, the software developer or the doctor, remains unanswered. To understand how we arrived at this legal gray area, we have to look at how technology is rewiring the operating room. Interventions are shifting from standardized clinical guidelines towards those built on highly personalized data. This graphic compares traditional medicine with precision medicine. Notice how the traditional model relies on applying standard treatments to broad groups. The precision model uses algorithms to tailor treatments specifically to an individual's unique molecular and genetic profile. This timeline highlights the deep learning advancements of the 2010s. It shows the transition into the generative and multimodal AI era of the 2020s, a period where augmented reality and artificial intelligence merged directly into the surgical workflow. This integration relies heavily on something called a digital twin. This is a high-fidelity computational replica of a patient, built from streams of real-time physiological data and medical scans. Inside a cognitive operating ecosystem, surgeons use these digital twins to run virtual what-if simulations. They can rehearse a complex operation and test out different cuts on the digital replica before making a physical incision. When it is time for the actual surgery, these AI insights are executed using advanced semi-autonomous robotics, like the Da Vinci surgical system. The operating room is evolving into a data-centric ecosystem where predictive algorithms and patient stratification guide every millimeter of a surgical decision. But this extreme precision exposes a severe vulnerability in how India is adopting these tools. Machine learning models require massive amounts of standardized, high-quality data to function safely. Because many Indian hospitals still rely on fragmented, handwritten medical records, developers frequently train their AI models on datasets imported from the West. This creates a dangerous blind spot. Western lifestyles, disease patterns, and genetic profiles differ from those in India. An algorithm trained on a patient in New York may deliver a misdiagnosis for a patient in rural Bihar. The problem is compounded by a lack of transparency. The AI takes in medical data and produces a definitive treatment plan, but the internal logic it used to reach that conclusion is completely hidden from view. Neither the treating physician nor the software developer can explain exactly how the machine made its choice. This breeds distrust among medical professionals, who are wary of the legal consequences of following unexplainable advice that may harm a patient. Right now, India lacks the legal infrastructure to handle this. The Digital Information Security in Healthcare Act, proposed to regulate health data, remains unenacted. Patient privacy and algorithmic accountability remain in legal limbo. Without localized data and concrete legal guidelines, doctors are essentially being asked to trust their patients' lives to machines they cannot question and cannot hold accountable in a courtroom. Recognizing the immense risk, the Indian government is attempting to build guardrails. They are rolling out the Ayushman Bharat digital mission and implementing a new strategy specifically for AI in healthcare. A key part of this strategy is the federated data model. Instead of moving sensitive patient data to a central server, the AI model travels to the individual hospital networks, learns from the data locally, and only sends back the insights. Before any of these tools reach a live patient, they must pass through BOD, the benchmarking open data platform for health AI. This serves as a mandatory testing ground to validate medical algorithms. By running these models against standardized, curated datasets, BOD tests for bias, ensuring the AI performs accurately across India's diverse demographics, including rural populations and different genetic profiles. These safeguards help address concerns about automation replacing the medical workforce entirely. The practice of medicine is shifting toward a model where success depends on the ability to oversee and verify these machine insights. The clinicians who treat these models as a direct extension of their expertise are the ones who will define the future of the clinic. Without localized data and rigid oversight, medical AI remains a dangerous gamble. But with the right frameworks in place, it becomes a tool capable of catching disease before a single symptom ever appears.